couple sets out to become parents, rarely do they actually anticipate what a long journey it can sometimes end up being. Heather and Chuck Hauser of La Crosse never thought fertility problems would impact their lives the way it has. But what they discovered is that everything really does happen for a reason. This morning we have the conclusion of their story in our In Search Of report. Take a look.
It's hard to describe the pain and emptiness a couple feels when going through years of infertility.
I would just cry and cry and cry and cry, and he would get so mad. And I'm like, you can't be mad at me for crying. That's just how I am. And he goes, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the fact there's nothing I can do to make it better.
After miscarriages and failed procedures, Chuck and Heather Hauser had exhausted nearly every option. But the Hausers wanted to be parents and weren't about to let that dream die. They made the decision to turn to adoption. It's a process that can take years, but for once, it looked like things were finally starting to go their way.
We actually got really lucky. A family had decided that they were not going to adopt, so they pulled their book. 2 days later, the phone rings. She said, if you guys are really serious about adopting, my supervisor said that we could go ahead and get you started on your paperwork. I'm like, wow.
In lightning fast speed, they completed their piles of paperwork and put together a scrapbook for birth moms to view.
How many scrapbook stores did I take you to?
Yeah. Any place that sells anything that has to do with scrapbooking, we've seen it.
Then the waiting game began.
Average wait is 2 years, and we thought, probably 2.5 for 3.
Yeah, I mean, we figured we'd be on the far end because everything that goes that way for us.
But they quickly learned their luck was about to change. About 90 miles away, in the small town of Boscobel, a 27-year-old named Sarah Walsh was dealing with a difficult decision. Sarah, the single parent of son Daquan, who was in school the day we visited, and daughter Kaya, found out she was pregnant again.
Right away I was shocked. I knew that I wasn't able to parent another child, so I thought right away pretty much about adoption.
She immediately wrote her unborn child a letter.
Dear baby, I know that there are people who cannot have their own children, and I want to be able to share the beautiful gift of motherhood with someone who deserves it.
Then explained to her children what she planned to do.
I told my children that I found this couple, her tummy's broken, so mom's going to help her carry the baby in my tummy.
And then Sarah started searching for the right couple to give her baby to.
We looked at some books, and I wasn't sure that I had found the right family, so I asked to see more books. They pulled in some from a different agency, and then when I saw the Hausers, I knew right then that they were perfect.
Daddy's gonna kiss you. Hi, baby.
On May 29th, 2009, with Heather by her side, Sarah gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Amelia Ray Hauser was only a few minutes old, but already had more love than she needed in a lifetime.
I felt like I was walking in a cloud, like all by myself with my baby. Like nothing mattered. That's our baby girl, and she's finally here.
What's the matter with Mama's baby? What's the matter?
Holding her made everything we went through not feel so bad. I'm gonna get teary-eyed now. It's emotional. It made everything go away. All the bad. It just did.
Just looking at him with her made me fall in love with him all over again. I was just like, wow.
Today, the Hausers regularly talk with Sarah and keep her updated on Amelia's milestones. It turns out they gained much more than just a daughter.
Sarah is like one of our family. It just doesn't even seem, it just seems like we have a bigger family. People would be lucky to have somebody like her.
To me, birth mothers are some of the most amazing people that you will find. What they do is the most selfless thing that anybody could ever do, because she loved that baby so much that she knew that she couldn't take care of it, but she could give a gift to somebody else who couldn't conceive on their own.
Oh, there's a big girl.
You question in the beginning, am I really going to be able to love an adopted child as much as I would a biological child? And once that baby's in your arms, it doesn't matter. It's just like, wow, this is my baby, and I couldn't imagine loving a child anymore. It just felt so right and just incredible.
It's a scary road sometimes, but it's so worth it. The end result is just amazing.
Well, the Hausers say that they are hoping to adopt again in the future, but for now, they are just enjoying every little minute they can with Amelia. It's such a great story.
To them.
We're so excited for them. They were such a wonderful family, and the birth mother, Sarah, was so open and honest with us and sharing her story as well. We thank them all for being a part of the experience of adoption and sharing with everyone their story.